Hi.
Okay, so I guess people have started watching it. Yeah. So, hi everyone. Today for the 4 p.m. session with me, Nikita Sharma, we have with us Miss Nandini Rawat. To begin with her story and why she's here, we will have to talk about the article that you read somewhere in May 2020 about the lack of PPE kits and the shortage of PPE kits during the COVID-19 pandemic that made you
Yeah,
realize the importance of the COVID warriors that are the doctors and how necessary it is to also protect them. And I read somewhere you quoted, like, we cannot send our warriors into a battlefield unarmored, right?
definitely.
That's
Yeah.
true. So, Nandini, just introduce yourself. And before you start, I'll just say this to all the viewers that you can just drop in comments and ask whatever you want to ask, and we'll just continue to incorporate this in our conversation. Okay, so you can start, Nandini, by introducing yourself, what you do, why your hair.
All right. First off, I'm very nervous actually. I
No, you don't
haven't
have
done
to
any.
be nervous.
Hi, my name is Nandini, and I just passed 12th grade. So, also, I was insanely bored during the quarantine, and there was so much information around us and everything so negative.
Yeah.
That's where Youths Against Corona started.
So, amidst, your board examination not happening, you being all confused where it is headed, what is going to happen, whether or not it's
Yeah.
actually going to happen, you came across this article, and that is when you realized that India does not have enough amount of PPE kits.
It
And
does actually. It does. There's a lot of PP kits, but the
yeah,
thing is, there's not enough quality PP kits.
okay,
When I was talking, when yeah, when I was talking to manufacturers to buy PP kits and then donate. That's what we do.
yeah.
Um, a lot of them told me they could make good quality PP kits. It's just that they don't because no one asks for them. Because the government passes money or tenders, and there's just a lot of middlemen trying to make money, and they obviously don't want very good quality PP kits.
So
The
basically,
doctor
they are
doesn't
just trying to produce,
buy it.
they're cutting their profit out of the funds.
Yes,
That is what they're
yes.
doing.
So there is
Okay.
a lot of PPE, but not quality PPE.
How did you land up on this conclusion? Where did you find this sort of information from? So when you met with people, that is when you got to know that, okay, we have the number of PPE kits, but quality PPE kits don't really exist.
Also, it's very popular. The popular media keeps on saying we have a lot of PP kits, we are giving a lot of PP kits to other nations, but again, for their own, there's a lot of corruption again.
Yeah, okay, so back to square one. Okay,
Yeah.
so how did you actually like plan on, building a community of your own at what, 17?
Yeah, well, more than that, definitely more than 17 people. There's around,
No, I was talking about
50.
you being 17 years old, when you actually had this idea in your head that, I have to
Oh,
do
oh,
something about the
oh,
situation. I have to contribute to this. Yeah.
oh. I think my age here is actually the biggest advantage
Oh,
because
wow.
that almost made me felt that almost I had nothing to lose. I could put it this way,
Yeah.
and I
Obviously.
could always
Obviously.
say this is my first project, first thing, and in fact everyone around me, all my batchmates, all my classmates were very excited about this. So this community wasn't very difficult to make. In fact, I'm
Hmm.
so glad that I met so many people that I didn't know already, and it's all through
Oh, wow.
Instagram. Yeah,
Wow.
it's one friend
That's
to other
lovely.
friend to other friends,
That's how
friends
you
of
make the
friends.
chain process work in your way. And Instagram, oh
Yeah,
God. Yeah, and I read somewhere that you had a page with a better following, and somehow that page got hacked, and you couldn't retrieve
yeah,
it back, and then it was another process of, bringing in your social media presence again. But the
yeah.
funds were safe.
In what?
The funds that you had collected till that point were safe.
Yeah. Funds were safe because the crowdfunding platforms are totally different thing. That's what we share with people if they wish to donate. But funny story actually, we were in the middle of a meeting and I was supposed to tell them about new people that were joining in for a fundraiser concert, Pulse, that
Yeah.
we were doing. So I checked my phone and I was supposed to tell them, but I couldn't open it. So I asked other people who had the password to check if they could open it, and then no one could.
Wow. And
And
what
we're
did
in
you
the
feel at
middle of
that moment? That gone. Everything's gone.
yeah, and I'm in the middle of a meeting with everyone at YAC, and I want to freak out and I want to cry, but I can't really because it's going to be so awkward. And then we said it's fine. They said we're going to stick with you with the community as one, and it's not really about being famous on
Yeah.
Instagram. It's just about fundraising.
Doing the
So
right
we'll
thing.
have
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll have another fundraiser. That's just fine. We don't care about the followers anyway.
Wow, wow. This is a very positive outlook, I must say. And since day one, since the day I found you on the happiness page, I've been in awestruck of you. I mean, thinking of something as big as, taking an initiative, and especially in the time of a pandemic, and then obviously being that young and having troubles of your own. I remember being 17 and having very stupid troubles. And I couldn't get out of that. And for me to do something as big as you did was next to impossible. So I always
I
put
mean,
myself in your shoes
I
and think that, wow, this girl is doing wonders.
thank you. In Also, I did this to get out of those troubles of my own.
Oh,
Great
wow.
way to get out of
Okay.
your own troubles. When
Okay.
you
Okay.
see bigger troubles, it's like that's what inspires, I guess.
Yeah. So you basically used your energy into something very resourceful, something very positive.
Yeah.
And how did you, okay, like you mentioned that it was easy for you to, actually connect with people and make a change relation because you had your school friends, your classmates, and other peers who were like, kind of pushing you and motivating you.
But
But
also,
on the same time, yeah,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
also, I used to call or email anyone I found on the web. That's actually not very safe. So, don't advise that to
yeah,
anyone. But I did that. And I talked to so many doctors. I actually just called them and asked, what do you think about this thing I'm doing? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think it's helpful? Or should I just switch to something else? Because I don't mind just shutting something down that I just started because I just don't mind if
yeah.
this is not really needed. So yeah, I used to connect with people, email people, reach out to other kids my age who have a little
Oh,
following, and
yeah,
then they would, yeah, without thinking much.
without
That's
thinking much.
something
So
I
it's all
did.
about taking initiative, endless amount of initiative.
And not thinking too much when it comes to connecting with people or asking for help.
Yeah, and obviously for a right cause.
Yeah.
And Nandini, it must have been very difficult for you to plan all of this during the pandemic. Especially it was the lockdown period, I suppose. And for you to plan it out, have meetings online, and finding a team of dedicated people, as dedicated maybe as you, or maybe more than you know, to find those kind of people and to actually root on them. That yeah, this team is going to be beneficial to the community. How did you actually like shortlist these people?
There's actually no shortlisting. We have groups like on WhatsApp and like other areas, and everyone comes up with so many ideas. Like, and we just don't, we wish to continue this, of course, but there's other places that we wish to contribute as well. So there's so many
Yeah,
people who come up with so much, and someone wants to work on entertainment for more followers. I mean, definitely the following thing does come somewhere, because we, if the more number of people we can pitch to for
yeah,
donation. So
donation.
we have
That is
to
your
look
prime
after
objective.
that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have
So
to
a
look
person,
after that as well.
yeah, a person here is
That's all.
asking, without followers, do you think you have the reach for fundraising a larger audience? I mean, I think what he's trying to say, he or she's trying to say, is you need to have a certain amount of followers to, know that this is the kind of reach that I have. If, like, suppose
That is
150 people are
exactly
following me, yeah, yeah,
that is
you
exactly
got
what
the
we
point.
are trying to do as well. I mean, there's a lot of people. We are a lot of people at Youths Against Corona. So everyone's looking after different things, and we're definitely trying for more followers. But it's not just about Instagram. We're also trying to connect with people in our own circles, include people who would help us get more donations in their circles.
Yeah.
And there's a lot actually, a lot of brains for donation we're putting in.
Yeah. So, can you elaborate more on what exactly is the difference between good PPE kits and the lower quality PPE kits? The ones that you are manufacturing or getting manufactured, and the ones that are already in the market. I mean, I'm pretty sure that people also here want to know that when they're choosing the PPE kit, what exactly are you looking for?
Well, people don't need PP kits, but um,
Doctor,
better
sorry,
quality.
yeah, doctor, yeah, sorry,
Yeah, that
yeah.
again, the doctor doesn't buy it on his own. There's again a chain of people who are getting them for him, and the bad one. So
Right.
the main difference is, if it's a low quality PPE kit, the material of the coverall, the suit, the jumpsuit kind of thing that we see, the coverall,
Yeah.
it's not made up of a good quality material, which is any kind of virus is easily could be transmitted through that material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's so many more perspectives to this. I mean, before making a donation, we're supposed to submit a sample, and then the sample gets passed, and then we're actually donating. So
Okay. So you made your first contribution on 27th July, right? 100
yeah, we
PPE kits, Safdarjung Hospital, that's in South Delhi. So, how exactly did you communicate with the doctors there? How did they again like approved of the PPE kits that you were, donating? And what was the process like?
um like I said, found them in not Instagram, on Google,
Yeah.
called random people until I reached the medical superintendent,
Okay.
and then everyone's actually very happy that we little kids, not little kids, but teenagers are trying to help. So they were very glad about that, and they connected me with the medical social welfare officer.
Okay. Wow. So they have a team specific to that.
Yes, yes. In fact, I was lucky enough to no, coincidentally,
Yeah.
I called
And
the
again, Nandini,
uh,
so what are your plans apart
hello.
from making it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm there. I'm connected.
yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah, perfect. I'll just turn off my video for a second because I think that there's some internet issue. I'll just, yeah. Yeah, you can go on.
What did you ask? I didn't get that. I can't hear you now.
I was asking to you that what are your further plans with youths against Corona once the pandemic ends, or okay, wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I did. There's no plan.
I'll turn off my
There's,
video again.
what-
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can. I did.
Yeah.
There's no plans. Like I don't wish to. I didn't started to create a like a big NGO or something. It's going to stay for a while, I think, but I haven't thought about it yet. I'm not thinking of turning it into an NGO. Like, no.
NGO. You got it. Got it. Got it. And tell us more about the fundraising events. It sounds so interesting, and so many people are doing it, especially in the pandemic. And somehow it's become like a trend. And obviously, it's a good
It
trend
has.
because yeah. And somehow, it helps you get the kind of funds that you're looking for. And in order to, it's a whole process of targeting the right kind of people. So how does the fundraising event basically works, and how do you like formulate it, and what all goes behind the process?
That's actually the most interesting part of the entire process,
Yeah.
fundraising, because it's like a festival for us. Uh, Definitely. I mean, we get to watch so many artists, but yeah, we start off with an idea, obviously. So someone comes up with an idea, say about having a bake uh, workshop,
Yeah.
baking workshop.
Yeah.
We had that.
Yeah. You
Then,
did that sometime in August.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, third. No, 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 no. 8th
8th
August.
or 9th. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vibhuti came up with the idea, and then we just tell everyone that in the community that this is the idea. We wish to have a baking workshop. Does anyone know a good again influencer baker who would want to volunteer for this? And then
Yeah.
we usually find
Yeah.
connections. We end up finding connections, someone or the other. Otherwise, like I told you, we don't think before messaging people for help. So, and most of the time, everyone is very helpful, and everyone
That
wants,
is
yeah.
so. You have already hosted a fundraising event about bakery that you told us about. Apart from that, you had Pulse, which was a
Music
music festival. Yeah. So, how do people like kind of end up donating money, and do you charge a certain amount of fee for the
we
entrance,
do.
or like what exactly? How does it exactly work?
So there's a lot of people my age who are doing quite well with the Instagram following thing,
Okay.
and and have quite a lot of you know uh, releases, song releases, or other things going on. So they're very famous and they have a good amount of following. So we
Yeah.
reach out to them, and it's sometimes it's tricky with some of them because you can have a boasted ego. You are allowed to have a boasted ego if you're that little famous. So, but otherwise, all of them are very sweet. All of them agree, and then it's their following that we're actually
Targeting,
using. Yeah,
targeting.
yeah,
Correct.
targeting actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
target.
Yeah. So, Sonal here is saying that now that you have a platform as big as Youth Against Corona, I think you should address some other issues when the pandemic is over for good.
When the pandemic is over,
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't thought about that yet because we're so busy with this right now. We're dealing with things going on during the pandemic. Like we are trying to come up with support groups for people to help mental health issues. And it's not really for people. I mean, it's not only for people with mental health issues. Even if you're feeling low or whatever, you can just join in and connect, and we will take care of the uh, everything's fine and not, safe thing. So we're trying to come up with a
That's a really
system like
nice
that.
thing. Yeah,
And then there's more things that we're working on, and I wish they turn out good.
good. That's pretty amazing. So, Tanvi, how did your parents took it when you actually introduced your idea to them that, listen, now this has been bothering me for some time, and I think that I need to do something about it, and I'm starting this fundraising event. Were they very supportive? Because you had your boards then, everything was just very unclear. How were things then, and how did they take it?
um I've never been the kind of kid that takes initiatives in school or otherwise. I mean, I did give up on my uh, you have those prefects or
Yeah,
captains,
yeah,
right? So I did give up on my on that because I had to
yeah.
study in 11th and
Wow.
12th grade. I mean, yeah, I not very good, but I did that. So I haven't been that kind of kid. So I talked to my father about it in mid-May. Mid of May is also when it all started, and when the news started hitting me, and I thought I should do something about this.
Yeah.
Netflix, I've almost watched everything on Netflix. I should now put my energy, gather all of it to something really good that actually needs
Yeah,
me.
I guess
So
everyone has reached that point, considering everyone is just showcasing
everyone,
their creative
everyone.
sides. Everyone has reached that point that now, listen, I have to do something. I have to put my energy into something good and positive.
Yeah. So I talked to my father and a few school seniors that I looked up to, and they didn't really turn me down directly, like, no, this is not gonna work. They didn't say that. But then they put in front of me so many facts, like, Vidya Balan is already doing this, Dia Mirza is already doing this, so many people are already doing this, so many NGOs are already doing this. So I kind of felt like this thing didn't need me.
Okay.
I mean, I did get back and search what they had actually done, most of the works in Mumbai. And even after that, Mumbai still needs more PPE kits because there's more cases, both
Yes,
Delhi, Mumbai, and other places. And I felt uh, like it did need me.
it did.
And
Yeah,
yeah, and it could use me, give some help. So I started one myself.
that's
But
pretty
yeah,
amazing.
but after that, my parents were very supportive, very, very supportive. Almost didn't believe I was doing something like that, but then very supportive.
Very supportive. And what about your school? I mean, you hadn't like graduated then. And did your school participate in this fundraising of yours? Did teachers from your school and like, people around you were very supportive of it?
My friends definitely were. The teachers, I did ask some of my friends who were close to the teachers to ask them to donate. So, yeah, some of the teachers did donate, but I'm not sure how many did. But yeah, they did donate.
And what about now? Since they've already donated first bunch to Safdarjung, what next? Are you planning to donate more kits? Have you raised enough
Yeah,
funds now?
yeah. Yeah, we have raised more than 1 lakh, so there's enough funds for
Wow.
two more.
Super.
Thank you. There's enough funds for two more hospitals, and we've sent in samples, and that's taking some time. So You'll
So
hear
you are
about more
planning.
donations enough.
That's pretty cool. So Delhi is your only target as of now, considering you're
I
also.
We were trying to reach more places because acquiring PPE kits it's is not very difficult. The Citra site, uh,
Yeah.
Citra is okay, you know about it. The Citra site is where you have a list of all the Citra certified people in different
Okay.
regions. So
Yeah.
if someone comes up to us from Maharashtra or any part of the state of the country, we can help them navigate how to get the manufacturers, the kits, and then the hospitals obviously appreciate it. In fact, I'm ready to do all the calling work because that's fine. And they we're just looking for someone who could actually take it from the manufacturer and give it to them, but at the same
Okay.
time also help in the fundraising because
Fundraising.
because only our circle cannot fundraise for the entire country. And somewhere I feel, I mean, definitely we are not very great marketing heads to reach out to more people or to market it in a fancy way. We have been trying to, not very successful. I've seen other people do
Time.
little things. Huh? Yeah, trying,
That is going to
definitely.
improve. It's a long process. It'll take a lot of time for you to reach there, but I really hope the pandemic gets over before that. But you end up raising enough funds to maybe at least cater to the Delhi hospitals first, if not the entire country.
Yeah. But if someone comes up to us, we are definitely going to try that as well.
Try that as well. That's super, super cool. Always open to, improvisations and additions. That's really nice of you, Nandini. Apart from that, why I titled our session today, Age Not Age Being a Barrier, uh, you know, is because how I've mentioned it in your introduction as well that you're pretty young to be doing something this serious. And usually people, end up associating being a founder, being an entrepreneur, being basically doing things of their own at a certain level when, they have seen how everything works and functions, and then they end up, doing something, taking a serious action. But considering you did it now, and it's very nice that your parents supported you, your peers supported you, but there must have been times when you actually were like, this is not going to work. I cannot do it.
Um, yeah, but that's only when I was feeling low because of other stuff. Otherwise, I this is something that I'm really glad about. I'm really proud of this one thing, and this will never change because this is for such a good cause. And I've never done something like this before, but I'm definitely going to do more. But about this, I never thought I would leave it.
Wow. That's super, super nice of you, Nandini, to do something this big and to take this sort of initiative. And I'm really glad that someone your age actually thought that this is important to do. And coming back to the name of the community, you call it Youths Against Corona. Why? Why Youths Against Corona? Why did you choose
Um,
this particularly? Did you have something in mind? Was it only you or your team members also who pitched in ideas?
no one. I just made an Instagram handle with this name and it was available, so we just chose it. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to being, a popular help group or student group who's helping a lot. The main thing was donating, just donating. And it's
Just
later that I
donating.
realized, yeah, and it's later that I realized that we need to be a little famous as well for more donations, and only our circles cannot keep funding because all of us, or everyone, is dedicated enough to have exploited their friends and family for donations. And we've had so many people's family donates so much, my family donates so much, And then finally my father told me, "You've exploited us enough now. Try new ways."
So yeah. So are you planning on to hold more fundraising events? And if yes,
Yeah.
what kind of events?
Not really sure what kind, because the concerts are really, overdone now.
Yeah. One can
So
say everyone in the initial, period of Corona, sometime somewhere in March or April, they were all hosting these,
which
fundraising
is
events.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, there is a lot of now this one thing, this new thing we are trying is collaborations, and they help so much. We collaborated with Girl Up Muskurahat, and they technically uh, help us reach 1 lakh from
Wow.
75. From 75 we reached 1 lakh because of them, and
Wow.
super supportive. Everyone has been super supportive. And we're also, like I said, we spam a lot of people with would you like to help? Would you like to help? Would you like to help? And then and uh, someone or the other comes up. Yes, definitely. Wow, we would love to help. And then we collaborate, and then most of the people on Instagram, for them it's more about the shout out thing. So we're like, yeah, totally, shout outs, totally, featuring, totally. You just help
Totally.
us get more funds. We have nothing to do with Instagram.
That's a
You help us get more funds.
Wow. So, one last thing you would want to say people who have ideas of their own, but just like something is holding them back from, putting them into action. What would you like to tell them?
um I think feel young, feel super young and super uh, besharam to just get out there and ask people for help or anything in general, and just go for it. Because that's the one thing that helped me so much, and I'm going to take this for the with me for the rest of my life. I'm always going to be open to emailing people, talking to new people, talking people into working with me,
Yeah.
even if even if they don't want to. I've done that with so many people. and
Wow.
and that's been so helpful. So that's something. Collaboration is very important. Even when it's about people, the YAC is is basically me collaborating with more people to form a
Yeah.
community. So that's the one thing. Don't please focus on competition, because that's something we've heard so much: rat race, rat race, rat race, and I almost never understood it. But now that I do know how important collaboration is, I do
Yeah.
understand how less important and how bad of a concept the rat race is. You can get people along and walk together and do greater things.
Wow, that's a very nice thing to say, Nandini. And I'm very, very glad I will never stop saying it that the initiative that you have taken by forming the
Thank,
community against Corona is really
thank
amazing.
you.
And we really need people like you who are not afraid to put their ideas into action. Thank you very much
Thank,
for joining us today. It was really nice talking to you. And I hope
thank you
people who are
so much
watching this
for having
video
me.
can. She has a fundraiser going on Milap,
Yeah.
and I will put a link to that here, so that if people want to go and donate, they can do that too.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.